Welcome to the Illuminated Page, a program for readers, writers, and ignorance fighters. Today we will be talking about books and book-related topics, what certain authors do well, and how we can do those things ourselves. These kids every day. We all live here together on Earth, thanks to the atmosphere. Without the atmosphere, we wouldn't be alive. That's also a reason we can't currently live on the moon. The moon has no atmosphere. This does relate to books, I promise, and now I'm going to tell you how. If you are writing a nonfiction story, it can't live without atmosphere. It can't live without a human element. Your nonfiction story can't live without a human narrative. Look at the author Erik Larson. He wrote a book about architecture in Chicago, a book about Burnham and Root. I'm not interested in the architecture of Chicago. However, I read the book because you know what I am interested in? Serial killer H.H. Holmes and all the people he killed during the World's Fair. He tied those two things together in such a way that by the end of the book, I had learned more about architecture than I ever planned to know in my life because he found a human element and a human connection. Daniel James Brown, I want to talk about two books that he wrote. First one is called The Indifferent Stars Above. It actually chronicles the sad case of the Donner Party, already a very human story. But he tells it within the framework of one particular member of the Donner Party, a new bride on her honeymoon. The second book by Daniel James Brown that I would offer for your consideration is called Under a Flaming Sky, about the Hinckley firestorm. This is less of a cohesive narrative. However, he frames the story within that of Bill Grissinger. Bill Grissinger is mentioned in chapter 1, mentioned throughout the book, and then his fate is mentioned again in the epilogue. So from beginning to end, we have one man's experience, along with all of the other things surrounding this Hinckley firestorm. If you are writing nonfiction, ask yourself, is there a person, a historical person whose life narrative I can weave through my informational book so that my readers feel that they're following more of a storyline and less just absorbing information? If so, you're much more likely to hold your readers from beginning to end. This has been our last episode of Season 1 of The Illuminated Page. Season 2 will be coming up next year. For now, I would point you to why do I fall apart at the end? This has been the last episode of The Illuminated Page. My book Collapsible releases September 29th. Check it out.